Vulnerability. It is a word that can make us pause. It can make us a little uncomfortable. Many people think it means weakness, but that is not true. Vulnerability is not about being weak. It is about emotional risk. It is about exposure. It is about uncertainty. It is the courage to show up. It is the courage to be seen, even when we have no control over the outcome. This feeling is at the very core of our human experience. We all know it. We have all felt its presence. Sometimes we try to run from it. We try to build walls around our hearts. But when we do this, we also shut out connection. We shut out joy. Vulnerability is where love blooms. It is where belonging takes root. It is where creativity sparks. It requires us to be brave. Think about a time you felt truly vulnerable. Maybe it was starting a new job or sharing a piece of your art with the world. Perhaps it was saying "I love you" first. That feeling of your heart beating fast, that uncertainty, that was vulnerability. It was scary, yes, but it was also incredibly brave. It was you stepping into the arena. It was you being real. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open up. We let go of who we think we should be. We embrace who we truly are. This is not always easy. It requires us to be kind to ourselves. It means accepting our imperfections. This acceptance is fundamental. It is the first step. It is the foundation for a wholehearted life, a life filled with meaning. Vulnerability has a profound connection to our moral decisions. It is deeply intertwined with how we choose to act. When we let ourselves feel, we open the door to empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand. It is the ability to share the feelings of another. This empathy is a cornerstone of a moral life. It guides us. It helps us connect with others. It helps us make choices from a place of care. Consider a situation where you had to make a difficult choice, a choice that would impact someone else. Perhaps you had to deliver tough news, or maybe you saw an injustice. Did you pause? Did you consider their feelings? That moment of consideration often arises from vulnerability. It comes from allowing ourselves to imagine their experience. It means recognizing our own capacity to cause pain or to bring comfort. When we build walls around ourselves, our moral compass can get confused. We might start to prioritize self-protection above all else. We might choose what is easy, not what is right. Vulnerability, however, invites us to look beyond our own fears. It encourages us to ask, what is the truly ethical thing to do here? It pushes us to be honest. It asks us to acknowledge our own mistakes. Think about admitting you were wrong. It feels incredibly vulnerable, doesn't it? You might worry about judgment. You might fear the consequences. Yet making that admission is often the most moral choice. It is an act of courage. It helps to rebuild trust. It demonstrates integrity. Vulnerability allows us to choose that courage. It allows us to choose our values over comfort. Morality often lives in that brave space. Personal growth truly blossoms in the soil of vulnerability. It is a simple truth. When we are brave enough to show our imperfections, we learn, we adapt, we become stronger, we become more resilient. This is not about being perfect, it is about being willing to grow. This is how we truly evolve. This is how we become more of who we are meant to be. Our inner voice, that quiet wisdom within us, often speaks loudest when we are vulnerable. It is hard to hear that voice when we are armored up. It is difficult when we are busy protecting ourselves from the world. Vulnerability helps to quiet the external noise. It creates a space for stillness. It allows us to listen deeply, to listen to what our hearts are truly saying. This is essential for guidance. Imagine sharing a personal struggle with a trusted friend. That act of opening up, of sharing your story, is vulnerability in action. It can feel quite raw, but in that sharing something magical can happen. You might hear your own wisdom more clearly. You might understand your own needs and desires better. This is your inner voice becoming clearer. It is becoming stronger. It is about being truly honest with ourselves first. Vulnerability is not about sharing everything with everyone. That is not wisdom. It is about discernment. It is about sharing our stories with those who have earned the right to hear them, those who will hold them with care. This careful, intentional sharing helps us process our experiences. It helps us understand our core values. It connects us to what truly matters. This connection guides our personal growth. It helps us find our true path. Embracing vulnerability is a direct path to a deeper ethical understanding. It is a journey inward. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we can see our biases more clearly. We can begin to confront our unexamined prejudices. This is essential work. It makes us more compassionate human beings. It helps us to treat others with more kindness. This is fundamental for living an ethical life. It forms the bedrock of our interactions. Practices like mindfulness can be incredibly helpful. So can journaling. These activities encourage us to engage in self-reflection. They create a dedicated space for us to sit with uncomfortable feelings, to explore them without judgment. This is vulnerability in practice. It is about showing up for ourselves, even for the messy, complicated parts of who we are. It takes courage to look within. Think about engaging in a difficult conversation, a conversation about values with someone you deeply disagree with. Staying open in that moment is hard. Listening without interrupting is a challenge. Being willing to acknowledge that you might be wrong, that is profound vulnerability. These moments can shape and refine our ethical views. They help us see the shared humanity in others, even when it is difficult. Ultimately, connecting with our inner voice through vulnerability shapes who we become. It makes us more authentic. It allows us to live with more courage. It guides us toward becoming more ethical people. This is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong practice. It is about choosing day after day to live wholeheartedly. It is about daring greatly even when we are afraid. This is how we build a life rich with meaning, purpose, and connection.